but a lot of people, are scrutinizing Dave East for what he says. I'm gonna play the audio of Dave East. We want to have a good discussion about this one. Here's Dave East talking about Lil Nas X.
This fucking Old Town Road shit is fucking whack. I don't know what the fuck is going on with hip hop, with rap, but I ain't no hater, man. That shit is whack with a cape on it. It's super whack. All these fucking police out here.
So that's Dave East, giving his opinion on Old Town Road. I get it, saying you're not a hater and whatnot, and coming out and saying what he said. But saying, man, before I go and talk about this, first of all, what do you think about Dave East, talking about Lil Nas's song, Old Town Road?
Well, doesn't sound like Dave East is a country fan. It's a country song, so I understand why he would hate it. I wouldn't put it in the genre of hip hop, and I don't think Lil Nas X, as much as the limited amount of knowledge I have on him, because I don't have much shit other than this song that just came out and is doing damage and numbers on a billboard. Mm-hmm. I don't think he ever meant for it to be a hip hop song. Now, obviously, he had that bass dumping like we had earlier. He was in his bag. The joint is it make you jump a little bit. You know what I mean? You can't help it, and the fucking hook is catchy, no matter what. Like it's a little bit of a jingle, no matter if you like country music or not. You get that song around you a couple motherfucking times, you will be reciting it. So he did his job in making people recite his music. Mm-hmm. So the numbers that he's doing, I ain't mad at him. I ain't hating on him. I think that he never meant for it to be a hip hop song as much as the country music association or whatever they are. The people over there, the higher ups that are over there, don't want anything to do with that song and country, which is fucked up because now you see a bunch of other country singers throwing their support to it. Right. It's changing the game right now. So I'm not mad at the evolution that we're seeing in music by that. It's catchy. You can understand what the fuck he's saying.
I gotta ask you this though, not to cut you off. Because Dave East kind of is, and he's saying he also said what's going on with hip hop. So it's almost like, not this night at the South, but when we heard a different form of hip hop and we're like, man, this type of, or the mumble rap pretty much, we're like, man, this is bad for the game. I think Dave East is taking that approach. Like, yo, I don't know why, this song is successful. I'm not hating on it, but it shouldn't be, people shouldn't be making this form of hip hop and trying to pass it off as hip hop. I think that's where he's coming from.
It's not my favorite song. I'm not sitting here saying it's my favorite hip hop song. Right. It's a country song. I don't put it in the hip hop genre. I'm going to show respect to that little brother. And
that shit knocking though.
It's you knocking, like it? Though.
You like it?
I don't hate it.
That's a good answer. You like that shit?
I don't hate
that shit.
That shit got a knocking, man.
Yeah.
The bass is knocking, and you. I mean, once you get over the country, you know what I mean, rocking chair shit. Once that shit knocks and dumps, you start really feeling the vibe of it. But it all fits. It works, man.
Do you think it messes up, when hip hop's supposed to be the essence of it? From artists like Dave East, he cut from the cloth of the Styles P and the Wu-Tang, the way he delivers. Do you think he's legitimized for coming out and saying this? I think he's well within his right. What do you feel about that?
I feel like he's well within his right because he's a man. He can say what he wants, but I don't agree with him because I feel like if he feels like this dude is the worst thing for hip hop when he's not trying to be hip hop, he was trying to change the game in another genre, and they're trying to kick him out of that. That should be the support, but
right.
Not complaining about these other bum ass motherfuckers we hear on the radio or bum ass motherfuckers running around with all these chains on, singing nonsense. If you ain't mad at them.
Is Dave East hating, Sam, man? You think he's hating a little bit?
Nah, I think he's just putting a song in a genre that it doesn't belong in. We need to put it in this pop genre. And if he put it in country and said, no, I don't fuck with country, then you would understand. Now, if it's doing damage on the hip hop charts, then we need to have a deeper discussion. And why is it in hip hop? Because it ain't hip hop. Right. That's not a hip hop song to me. I don't consider that rap. I don't consider that hip hop. I don't consider either of the two. That's a country song to me.
But it could kind of, the bass and everything. I don't know what goes into making a song something. Is it the wordplay? Is it the way, because the beat is hip hop.
The beat knocking. The beat is him. And if he's in that culture, that's him. But if he's out here riding on my tractor, he's singing country shit.
Yeah.
He ain't out here talking, he ain't singing rap lyrics or anything. And I don't even want to generalize what rap lyrics are or that's a country song.
Right.
So even though it's different, I think that we need to really look at it as it's not ruining hip hop. It's changing the game and what country music is. And let's start looking at this brother as, oh shit, let's get behind him and go, yo, he's changing the game. So now we got country music too. Now we got other people to kind of get inspired and slide in that lane and do that too.
That's dope.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. So we got rock and roll, we got fucking pop, we got hip hop. We're great at everything. Let that dude be great in that lane. And that's all I'm trying to get to. That's why I keep saying that's country music. I don't want to say it's ruining hip hop because it's not hip hop.
Man, I'm sure, obviously, all genres of music, we had the origination, with our people, but it's just like, I don't have a problem with it, man. I do understand why Dave E said it, but like you said, it's in the country category. It's catchy. It's number one. I didn't even know who the dude was, to be honest. I keep saying, every time I look on hip hop, the sites, I'm looking at Lil Nas X is moving further and further up the charts, but it never struck me to listen to the song until we were going to do the story on it today. And when I heard it, I was like, I started dancing like, oh shit,
instantly.
I'm just gonna keep it buck
instantly.
Yeah,
and it broke God's plan, Drake's God's plan. Smack, come on, man.
Man, yeah.
Who the fuck is he? He wasn't supposed to do this with this song, and he did it in a country genre. This black dude swagged out with a song that's knocking in the country category, man.
And we love you, Dave East. I mean,
I got
we was rocking out
East
with you. We seen an interview on Hot 97 when you was giving love to Nipsey. We feel you on, but it's just different with this, man.
Yeah, no, I don't even disagree with him. I think he just needs to put it in his proper form. Let's get behind him and put the respect that he deserves on there and put him in his right genre. Ain't nobody fucking with you in hip hop. You rap.
Right.
That's what you do. And you got the right amount of respect. Get on them other whack ass motherfuckers out here doing the
facts.
Disservice to hip hop and let that dude, stay in his lane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God and Sam, man. We going in, today on this Thursday. We want to encourage everybody to go into the description box and make sure you go follow us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. We have all our pages up, the Uncensored Truth podcast. Just type that in, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you can definitely, find us and follow us there if you're looking for us on social media. I'm gonna jump, since we're talking some hip hop, jump into this Cassidy Goodz battles that's due to come up April the 27th. Shout out to Smack URL who's putting on the event, man. That brother came up, from the bottom, with that, and is huge right now. So shout out to him right now. But Sam, man, what do you think about this battle coming up, man? We were talking about this briefly. We were talking about the Freeway and the Cassidy, but we kind of, skated into that a little bit, and it got a lot of, reaction, out there in the world. So what are your thoughts on this upcoming battle, April the 27th in Atlanta?
Well, I'm very excited about it. And it's crazy because we were talking, like you said, in the context of remembering that classic battle between Freeway and Cassidy, two Philly rappers, The Rock versus Rough Riders. We just remembered that, and then kind of spilling into that, we were talking about Cass and him having this battle. Mm-hmm. And then lo and behold, Cassidy himself drops it on his Instagram, and everyone kind of gravitates toward that conversation, that 2-minute conversation, as opposed to the 8-minute conversation we had on that. But man, I'm very excited about it. Now, we weren't equipped and ready to really have a proper conversation as far as battle rapping, so we sounded like we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Very excited, and we really are looking forward to things like this. And we were asking ourselves, because we do have to keep it 100. We aren't as well equipped on it as we should be, as much as we like it, but we're very busy. Mm-hmm. And it's not in our face the way it needs to be. So one thing that I will say and give credit to, because there's a lot of criticism going on with this battle, and we got to apologize to our brother Goodz because we didn't know who he was, because let's keep it real. A lot of these brothers, especially new ones, aren't properly promoted.
I've seen him. I didn't know who he was.
Exactly.
But yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. So if this was promoted, this is a fight. When I think of battle rap and I think of a boxing event, I think of a MMA event, in regards of it's so hyped up and you get so much energy, it's so much ego and bravado in it, you can't help but to gravitate to it and enjoy it as just a man who enjoys competition, a woman who enjoys competition, whatever. So when you don't see enough attention on it, it makes you beg the question as to why, because these rappers are some of the most talented individuals on this planet, and they deserve to get a lot more notoriety than, like we talked about in the last segment, these garbage rappers out here doing what they're doing, disturbing our airways. Mm-hmm. They deserve more pay. They deserve all these things. But I know that comes with attention, notoriety, and things like that. So how do you properly promote these stars? Because a lot of people are having a lot of conversation about a good battle that's about to go on, but on the underbelly of things, there's so much more talent. Now, you asked me, oh God, let's talk about Cass real quick.
Yeah.
Because you said that, you pretty practically said that there's no way in hell Goodz is going to beat him. Not knowing who Goodz is, not knowing.
I know who he is. I checked a few of his videos. I'm just saying beforehand, I couldn't put 2 and 2 together because I didn't know.
Right. It was so fast. We weren't even.
Right.
See, and this is why I didn't really want to have that conversation at the time and really throw out any names and respect the Cass because he's such a esteemed and very polished battle rapper. But I do have my favorites, and I do have people that I do believe would out rap Cass. I really do. Now, you said he got 500-something thousand bouts, and he's undefeated.
5,000, I think. Yeah.
That's in the eyes of the beholder. A lot of people could debate on whether or not he lost him, and I'm not disrespecting Cass. I'm not disrespecting Cass, but it's like who's gauging that loss-win record? Now, when I say it's back to the MMA, okay, well, streets have a debate. Not everyone saying 100% he was undefeated.
He chewed them dudes. I would spit them dudes out.
A lot of them, most of them.
Yeah.
But now you can say all of them. And
he never lost, Sam, man. This is what I started to cut you off.
Nah,
you sound like when Pacquiao was about to fight Mayweather. Now you're starting to sound like when McGregor was about to fight Mayweather. Totally people, maybe he can, do this, or maybe, it's different crowd and different. Nah, this dude is Mayweather of this shit. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the crowd looks like, what type of styles they like. When it comes to punchlines and ripping that guy apart in his face, Cassidy is undefeated. And I'm just keeping it a buck with you. He's the
punchline king.
Yeah.
In a arena where that really holds a lot of weight. I'm not denying any of that. But when you throw out a 5,000-0 record, when I kind of equated to the MMA where you got a ton of fucking talent in there. Mm-hmm. Most of your top stars are never undefeated. Somebody takes a loss because at any given moment you can go in there in 3 rounds and you may have done all the homework, but you don't know what the fuck may be coming at you. You get hit with a haymaker that you wasn't ready for. The crowd goes wild. You ain't got a response. You take a L. You said you liked that Cassidy disaster battle. I kind of disagree. I thought some of that shit was kind of weak. I thought
who won?
Cassidy won.
Yeah, 3-0 probably.
Cassidy won.
Yeah.
I don't think it was close.
But this was the dude that people were saying that disaster probably could possibly take him. You know what I mean? Because they were.
Well, people hate on Cass too. Now I don't want to say no.
They were saying the same stuff because it's like, oh, he ain't battled in this amount of time. This is different. It ain't like it was in the streets and this, that. And he went in there and he manhandled them. He dragged all them in there, period.
And see, a lot of people don't like Cass because in the industry because he just really don't have any friends. You're not really cool with anybody when it comes to that. And you can understand that and appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I think that Sue Surf, shout out to Jersey, like I said on there, kind of just wild earlier.
You got the names ready?
Can kind of run with him. I would love to see him holler at Murder Mook. And get that going. I would love to see that battle.
Definitely.
I think that was the last battle we saw. I forgot who the fuck Murder Mook battled last, but that was a goddamn war.
Yeah.
Remember that brother with
the dreads on? Man.
And I think he beat him. I gotta look that shit up.
He might have beat Mook.
I
think he it was like a marathon.
Verb.
Verb. Yeah.
I would love to see him battle him, Verb, Hollow the Don, Arsenal, Jersey. It's a couple of people that on a big arena, especially on Smack URL. I would love to see Cassidy, if you want to compare him to Mayweather, get in there in the ring and get dirty with a couple of these brothers and just see what the fuck happens.
If the bag right here, do it. You already know. They put the money up, which again is growing. Like we were talking about the promotion. I think when you bring guys like Cassidy, guys even like Murder Mook, and even whoever else you could throw in the mix, it brings more of a crowd. Into that. Now we're talking about it. Now I'm sure other hip hop outlets are going to be talking about it. It's good for the sport. And you got a guy like Cassidy coming back. I can see. The dude. Is unstoppable, man. Like I gotta see. Wow. I gotta see. When I believe it when I see it. I believe when somebody goes in there and dismantles him. Then I come on here and be like, damn, he lost. If he lost, but I just don't see it happen. Even I was thinking a little bit. I'm like, man, maybe going into this league. Because I was starting to listen to the naysayers, like going into this different battle. It's been a long time. Maybe he can't adjust. Now, we were listening to Sue Surf and Chris Brown, and they were talking about this dude has damn near half a year to prepare for this battle. You know what I mean? With Goodz. So, nothing against Goodz. I just know Cassidy.
See, and then you know what? Out of respect to Goodz, not knowing enough about him to me, I'm not going to go in there and say that Cassidy's about to slaughter him. Because like I said,
the opponent don't matter.
Say that again?
The opponent don't matter.
Oh, you fucking wild. When you get into an arena like that, you don't know what's going to happen. And like you said, whether it was, I forgot the fucking brand he did it with him and Disaster, but Smack URL, I think that's the WWE of this shit. That's the top.
Yeah, that's the top one. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get into that arena with them crowds that ain't taking your bullshit, and they got the crews, and they come aggressively, and Goodz can go in ahead and, you know what I mean, surprise somebody. I'm not saying he won't. I want to see that if you're hip hop enthusiast, what they think after the battle, if they really think what happened. I want to see what your avid listener that has no idea what they're about to walk into, what they think, because all those perspectives matter. You know what I mean? Because different ears have different perspectives. Will you be tuning in? We'll definitely be tuning in.
Yeah, I definitely want to check this one out, man. I think I'm gonna purchase the pay-per-view and sit and watch that. Hopefully it's on a day, you know, when I'm available to do so. I definitely want to support it and, you know, watch it mainly because of Cassidy. I got to be honest.
I might come to your house and freeload off you.
Yeah, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with the Disaster joint, like, it made, I think I see it on YouTube eventually, but it made me like, yo, let me watch this joint. I want to sit here, you know, blaze and watch this battle and see what happened, because I think the first time they did it, something like happened and they didn't get to finish it or something like that. But then the second time, you know, Cassidy, you know, cleaned them up. So it's just like, I can't wait to see it happen again, man. I like to go with the, you know, the old timer. Like, I like to go with the old Jordan, you know what I'm saying, that comes back, or the old guy to say, oh, he's done. And he still, you know, cleans up these little kids. But I believe it when I see it, man. I believe it when I see somebody beat him.
I'm looking forward to it. I think Cass absolutely has what it takes to go ahead and take care of business in any arena. But it remains to be seen. He can't come with any weak shit. He got to come all the way hard.
He ever came with weak shit? That's the thing.
Disaster fucking battle wasn't all of that to me. Now, the punchlines were dope, but I need, like I said last time, I need energy. I need charisma. I need somebody in there that's going to throw the bars, but just on some Kill Bill shit. Like, damn, like this dude is sitting here swinging bullets, but dancing at the same time. Like, there's so much charisma. Cassidy doesn't bring that swag to me. You know what I mean? All the time.
Here's an example I give you in that Disaster battle. And I think here's what Cassidy's going to do once again. He's going to study the guy, the opponent, and then he knows people wants to see that. I'm sure he will put that into his delivery. If it's just about that, you know, with that type of flow and cadence and getting the crowd moving like that, I'm sure Cassidy will be able to emulate that and mix it in what he already got going to win the battle once again. I'm sure, man. I'm pretty sure about it, man. I just think preparation, you know, just it's a lot at stake here. When somebody's been doing something, they've been getting reps so many times, it's going to be good, man. But it makes for a good battle.
I'm not saying Cassidy's going to lose. I don't know Goodz enough, but I'm going to have to beat him. I think he has to beat him convincingly. I don't want to see it close. If it's close, it's not going to look good. I think Cassidy needs to beat him convincingly. And I will say this. There are losses out there for Cassidy to take if he decides to take them.
For who?
There are losses out there for him to take if he decides to take them. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think that he's. I don't believe Cassidy, and this is just my opinion with the utmost respect to that brother. I got nothing but respect for him, but I got to keep it 100. There are bulls out here right now that could take him down, and if he decides to get in the ring with him, I can't wait to see what happens. This is what it's all about, man. Boxing ain't what the fuck it used to be. Yeah. I'm glad we got something to be able to properly talk shit about. It needs to be promoted, right? We need to start talking about it more. They need to start, I mean,
come on the show.
Come on the show, start talking shit. We cool with that.
Yeah.
We need to start seeing things on Instagram. We need to start just getting this promotion good. And this is why this Cassidy Goodz battle was so important, for the culture. No matter if you fuck with Cass, if you fuck with Goodz, if you don't fuck with either one of them, understand as a person in that sport, this is great for it. Keep this train and keep this ball moving so that it can go on the grand stage that it deserves to.
Right.
And they can start making that money that they deserve to.
I don't think Goodz, but man, these niggas is sleeping on me. I know Goodz is probably saying that.
That's all I do respect. I don't know him enough to say that he's going to get destroyed.
But what I see, he's good. I ain't gonna think it's gonna be a walkover for Cassidy. I just think, you know, the experience, you know what I mean, is going to come into play there. All the battles he's been in and all that. And then the time preparation is going to edge him out. I don't think it's going to be that easy, though, for him.
Nah, it's going to be entertaining. We'll see what happens.
Definitely. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. We're going in today on this Thursday evening. If you're listening on YouTube, I need you to do me a favor. As always, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and share this video on your Facebook timeline or text it to at least one other person. All right, earlier today, man, ABC's Miriam Hernandez tweeted, said, court surprise, Department of Correction dismisses case against parolee Kerry Lathan, who, as we know, was wounded beside Nipsey Hussle. I think it was a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Everybody was up in arms because, a couple days after the shooting and everything, the parole department came and pretty much put him in jail and pretty much said, look, man, you was I'm hanging around with a gang member, Nipsey Hussle, and he did the Vlad interview, and he thought he was going to be in there for a violation of parole. Well, the judge has dismissed that case, and it looks like he's going to be released at some point. Sandman, what do you think about this tweet coming out from ABC 7's Miriam Hernandez announcing this today?
It's great news. He deserved to be out. Definitely. I mean, you think about the situation. He just did 26 years for murder, just got out of jail, went to go get a clean T-shirt to see a family member.
Yeah.
Gets shot, watches a murder, gets paralyzed, goes back to jail because he was hanging out with a felon that he asked for what time on an order. Think about that. And to sit behind bars and just doing 26 years, and the mentality of somebody like that, he didn't think he was getting out. Thought he was about to probably die in there. Just understanding the system and probably just having, I don't know what he thoughts are on the system, but just being institutionalized like that, you probably damn sure didn't think he was going to get out. Right. So to see him out is very good. He never deserved to be in there. We'll see what he plays in the case, because as he was on the platform, he was talking about he didn't see anything, which, I mean, a lot of people in the comment section, the very little things that I saw on the comment section on our conversation about that, they were saying that, I mean, in real time, that does go so quick that, yeah, he may not have saw him. He may not have saw anything. And I can understand and appreciate that argument, but something in me says he saw that dude. But we all know that mentality. He don't look like he's getting on the stand. I'm optimistic that it's not going to harm this case too bad because of the various camera angles they got going on. There's so much fucking angles. If they don't have this dude outright, then something ain't right. So I don't think he'll harm it too bad, but I don't think he's talking either. Yeah, well, a lot of people are also saying that he didn't really want to say anything either because of his condition with the probation and all that. He didn't really want to get into getting anything because it was just already a touchy situation and whatnot. And he said a lot of things were just crazy going on around him. But yeah, this should have never happened. I'm glad that he's out. I think we did concede to that point that maybe he just didn't see anything, even though there were reports of this guy being around before, but maybe he wasn't there at the time. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know that at this point. So much shit that came out. But again, the camera angles, I'm interested in seeing that. It's a lot, man, with this case, really, like, still that we just really haven't talked about it, where it's just a lot of holes that still remain, when there's no more camera angles. And then you got to ask yourself the question, like, why just put that one grainy camera angle out if you had the other ones? Like, just don't put none of them out. Why put one out? So it's a crazy situation, but I'm glad that brother is at least out. I think he's going to stick with the story, obviously, no matter what, even though he don't have to worry about the parole department and nothing like that no more. He is going to stick to that street code and say he didn't see anything, which again is not going to be good, especially if there's no cameras, especially if they don't have those other camera angles that we think they have. If they just going off of, and this is just hypothetical, obviously, if they're going off what we seen on TV, and remember the getaway driver's gone without, I don't know where she went, but you know what I mean? If they go with those different angles right there, it's going to be hard for them to convict anybody. I mean, because if you got guys saying, "Oh, we ain't see him," and then we can't positively identify. We don't know if that guy really did that for real. For real, how do we know? See, what do we see? If this was '96, I would really get on that. But I'm praying and hoping that in 2019 that they had the evidence that they needed to in Slauson and Crenshaw to get who they needed to get at that place where it was right then. As far as all the cameras, like nobody said nothing about it. Not even his family. Maybe there's a gag order. The police said don't say nothing. But you think, well, yeah, his family will come out like, yeah, it's our store. So, yeah, we seen exactly who did this. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, what I'm saying? Remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but, good for this brother, and this is an ongoing case. I think May 10th is the next court, hearing for this. No, God, my bad to cut you off. At that hearing, what's going on? Is he in there with Darden? What's going on? He's in there with Darden. I think it's going to be a bail, if I'm not mistaken, a bail hearing or something like that. To see if he can get the fuck out? To see if he could get it reduced again. Because they asked him the first time he was in court, they're like, do you want to do the bail hearing now? And he said, no, May 10th. And they said, okay, it'll be adjourned until May 10th. So that's just my guess. It's going to continue to move down the line. He did plead not guilty. Remember that right out the gate. A lot of people don't even know if Darden's going to stay on his case. His family's been getting threats. He's been getting threats. So we'll see what happens with this, man. But one thing we do know, it was confirmed that he was retained. It wasn't like he just jumped on there. So some private person, company retained him. A lot of people thinking it might be Eric Holder's father. But we don't even know if he had. I mean, obviously he has a father. But we don't know who he is. Right.
what he is. There's no information out on that, but maybe somebody should hire a private investigator to find that shit out.
Yeah, man, we're gonna say it'll get interesting by the day. What was I gonna say about Darden? It is that dude's a clown, man. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I'm done.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sam. And if you're listening on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. That's all I got over here on my side. Oh, you got the Tiger Woods.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Jordan and Tiger Woods real quick now. Tiger Woods won his 5th Masters this Sunday, and it automatically took me back to our childhood, man, going out there making fake golf courses, wanting to be Tiger Woods, and just doing what we had to do to make our imagination come to fucking life, man. It was crazy. But he won amid all of the naysayers, everybody saying he couldn't, the back surgeries, the marriage, everything to his personal life. He came back and won. MJ said that it took 2 years, I took 2 years off to play baseball, but nothing like that. To me, it was the greatest comeback I have ever seen. Now, these are two GOATs in their genre.
Yeah.
Are you sitting here? Are you going with what MJ said? You stamping that? Greatest comeback ever?
I mean, if that's what he's saying, I mean, everybody has their personal thing. Maybe your own personal comeback in your life or somebody you know. But that's what he's saying in sports. I mean, I could commend Tiger from coming back. We seen, he pretty much hit rock bottom for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going through what he went through, and his career seemed to be over. People wrote him off, and he came back to win one of the most prestigious titles in golf once again, where everybody wrote him off. I think it's an honor that Jordan said that, man. I think that's real dope. I like to see him, saying stuff like that, man. That's cool.
I think from one GOAT to another, that was admirable and very respectable. I want to ask you a question real quick, oh God. Kind of shift gears on that a little bit. What was the greatest sports performance off the top of your head that you feel like you've ever seen?
Of course, I'm gonna say Michael Jordan.
Which one?
I'm gonna have to go with the flu game.
Damn.
I have to. I mean, that's just, I'm probably the same one. You know what I'm saying? Just because if you know what it's like to have the flu, and I could barely walk, like I could barely open my eyes and shit, you know what I mean? To breathe, but the dude played, and how many did he score that game? 50, 40?
He went for, I think, 30 something.
Yeah, he did.
40, he might have hit 40.
Yeah, he did the damn thing, and it just like, it just encapsulates like, the heart of a champion. Like, this is what you got to do against all the odds, against everybody against you. You're feeling like shit. You got to go out there. You got to get it done. And to me, that was like one of the defining. He had many, but that was one of the many defining moments of Michael Jordan's career that really set him apart. That made him the GOAT, I think, in basketball.
Man, I think we probably watched that game together. We watched a lot of those bowl championships together. June 11th, 1997. So yeah, hell yeah, we definitely watched that together this summer. Hell yeah. So he got 38 points that game, and like you said, it was that, to me, there's not even close. Like in my genre, in my era, I didn't get to see Ali beat George Foreman. I didn't get to see that. I didn't get to see any of the great accolades in the 80s, but I did get to see this game on June 11th, 1997, game 5 of the NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz, where it's tied 2-2 going into, I think the game 6 was in Utah, about to close them out. Yeah, this dude's sick as shit. And like you said, we remember having the flu. We know what everyone knows having the flu feels like. Yeah. But to see this dude gut it out and to look in his eyes and just be nothing, but it still was colder than everybody else. And it just put on a show the way it did. I think it was something that kind of just set with us in our life. And to a certain degree, when it comes to competition, I always reflect back to game 5 of the NBA Finals in 1997 in Jordan, because it will always stick out in my head as just the most guttiest, greatest performance I've ever seen. Yeah. In an athlete.
That's we got that picture of Scotty holding him up. He could barely walk after the game.
Man. I got them fucking shoes and cried. It was wild. Back in the day, I'm like,
ain't they coming out again?
The Bread 11s are. Okay.
The
one the year after that.
Okay.
Christmas, and they getting got to.
Yeah, man. Goddamn, it's a few good drinks coming up. But yeah, man. Definitely. Hell of a lineup today. We'll be live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on the Uncensored Truth podcast channel, exclusively on YouTube. So if you're listening to this podcast, whenever you're listening to it, if you want to see us in the flesh, we'll see us live on YouTube. We'll be live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go check us out on YouTube, man. Definitely.
We appreciate each and every one of y'all support. Shout out to iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlet listeners. that support the movement. We do appreciate y'all. Make sure that y'all jump in the chat room tomorrow evening live on the Uncensored Truth podcast.
Yeah.
And let us know you're listening, man. We really don't get the comments over there. We want to know how you are liking the content, listening to the content. If you have any suggestions, drop them live on us on Friday evening. We love engaging with the people.
Yeah.
Oh, God, damn dynamic show, man. Appreciate you
man.
As always,
Yes,
brother.
Sir.
And until tomorrow, we are out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Everybody definitely be safe. Peace.
You out of here.
Common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
Hopping out the Lex, I felt like Malcolm X. Marching with the shooters like Martin Luther. 40 cal SK or the fucking Ruger. Don't ever question if I got the heart to shoot.